This is Mr. Spilker, Assistant Principal at Papillion-La South High School, and I'm going to take you through our 2019-2020 Student Handbook Review for sophomores, juniors, and seniors. I'm doing this year without my trusty sidekick, Mr. Steele. Me and him have done a video similar to this the past couple years, but Mr. Steele has moved on to central office, so I'm missing my good friend, but I will carry on in his honor. We want to start off by reminding you that the student handbook is available on our school website. We have a new school website. The new website address is plcschools.org/PLSHS. So that's our new school website, and you can find the student handbook on that website. The handbook contains important notices about your rights. A student handbook is very important for students. It contains vital information about your rights, including non-discrimination, privacy, and due process, as well as how to assert your rights if you feel that they have been violated. It also contains important information about academics and school rules. A few quick words about academics. The section that deals with academics is important for you to review. Think of yourself like a corporation. A corporation has many owners. But in a short amount of time, by the time you graduate, the ownership for your academic success will be entirely yours. The handbook contains information about how to take ownership for your success, info about academic policies, grading, guidance counseling services, and a big one for those who are in athletics, eligibility. Mr. Van Akron asked us to go ahead and remind everybody that you must take and pass 4 classes to be eligible. The teacher aide does not count as one of those 4 classes. An office aide, however, does count as a class. Study halls do not count. So, for the love of Pete, protect your eligibility and make sure that you're taking 4 classes that count for credit. The key thing here to remember about our school rules is that they are in effect in many places and locations. Sure, they're in effect on school grounds, but they are also in effect in other places you may not be aware. That is online, if the online behavior has an effect to the school environment, school activities, field trips, and overnight trips. Our goal is to protect the educational environment at PLSHS. If the behavior can affect the environment at our school, then it's governed by the school handbook. The handbook contains information about many aspects of school citizenship. The Titan Way, which is something that has been with us these past few years, are expectations for student conduct. We'll be teaching these throughout the year in Titan Time and in our various classes. Attendance is important to keep the habit of attending class on time every single day. We have information about bullying, what it is, and why it needs to be reported. We have cafeteria expectations, which are also posted in the cafeteria for the Titan Way. And we have expectations for appearance and dress, clothing in which does not distract from our learning process. When we talk about messing, we want to just make it clear that fighting is never acceptable. Harmful or unwanted touching of another person is not acceptable in any way at Papio South. It is a violation of school rules and can also lead to criminal charges. Frequently, fights, even among good friends, become with what is often referred to as messin, as in, oh, we were just messing around and then one thing led to another. That's why messin, sometimes called horseplay or roughhousing, is not permitted at Papio South. In addition, punching back is never an act of self-defense. If you are in a situation of fighting, get yourself out of there. Whatever is on your person, in your backpack, in your locker, or in your vehicle you possess. Even if you do not own the item, it is in your possession and you are responsible for it. And if that item is against school rules, such as drugs, weapons, tobacco, alcohol, or even stolen property, you face consequences for such possession. Always be mindful of what you post or repost online. This gets to the idea of ownership that we talk about with the Titan Way. You own what appears on your social media Twitter accounts. It may not seem fair, but that is the way society views it. And if that information disrupts the learning environment at Papio South, then we have school consequences for it. Try not to bring overly valuable items on campus. If you do, secure them the best way you can. Make sure your locker is locked tight, keep tabs on your backpack, and don't leave things unattended. We have a few points of emphasis for the 2019-2020 school year that we want to talk about. First one, we just kind of mentioned, keep track of all your belongings at all times. Make sure to not leave your school bag unattended, especially in the PE locker rooms. If you can't fit your backpack in the PE locker, go ahead and ask the coach if you can store it in the office. We have a closed campus policy at Papio South. You cannot exit the school unless you're accompanied by an adult. You can't go to Mickey D's for lunch. You can't go to Taco Bell for lunch. You can't go to Jimmy John's for lunch. You cannot run out to your car to get something without first getting permission from the front office. So please just keep in mind, we're a closed campus. Once you arrive, you have to stay here at school. If you're going to be outside, you should be accompanied by an adult. And we also remind students that since we are a closed campus, if anybody needs to enter the building, they should go through the front office. Don't let people that you may not know, and even people you do know, in doors that are not the main entrance. They need to go around to the front. Parking. Big reminder here, everybody has to have a parking tag. This card that's in the picture doesn't have a parking tag, and it's on a red curb. Two big no-nos, double whammies. Do not park in the fire lane. If no spots are left, then use the football field lot. Parking illegally will lead to a $5 school ticket and possibly a legal ticket from our SRO. Officer Mahan, he's got a passion for that parking lot, so please, please, please park the right way or you might end up being shamed on social media by our school resource officer. Don't park on red curbs, don't park in visitor, don't park in handicap. If you park in handicap, that's a $500 fine, and I don't know about you, I don't have $500 extra dollars to throw around at bad parking. So let's make this the best year ever in our parking lot. A couple reminders, make sure you always drive with reduced speed. Some people think the parking lot speed limit's 25. That's wrong. 10 to 15 miles an hour is the speed limit when you're driving in a school zone in a parking lot. And as we talked about, visitor spots, handicap spots, keep those for those individuals. And the reason we don't park on those red curbs is because they're fire zones. We got to be able to get the emergency vehicles through. So red is bad. Don't park on it. We're a tobacco-free campus. This includes vapes, chewing tobacco, cigarettes. Do not bring any of these items on campus, even in your car. If you have one, you'll be suspended out of school. If you're associated with one, you face an out-of-school suspension from anywhere from 2 to 5 days. And since they're illegal for youth to have, you could also be in trouble with our school resource officer. Do not go to the bathroom in groups. We have it in our handbook that if you go to the bathroom in groups, that's suspicious behavior and that can lead to you being searched. So that's one new thing that has been added to that handbook since last year, and that is the group bathroom visits. Do not go to the bathroom in a group. That is suspicious activity and could result in you being searched. We are a drug-free campus. Any possession of drugs or drug paraphernalia will result in a 19-day suspension from school for a first offense. Multiple offenders or distributors of drugs will be expelled. Do not bring these items on campus at any time. We are a drug-free zone. Medications. All medications have to be stored in the nurse's office. You are not even allowed to carry Tylenol or ibuprofen. Make sure that all of these items are checked in with our school nurse, and then the nurse's office, which is located in the front office, will help support you with any medical needs. Over-the-counter medications also have to be stored in the nurse's office, as we just stated. If you're somebody that has frequent headaches, just bring a bottle of Advil, keep it in the nurse's office, and then you can use it as needed. But make sure those over-the-counter medications are also kept in the nurse's office. The best way to stop crime in neighborhoods is to use the people that live in it. The neighborhood watch is the most effective remedy when a neighborhood is facing theft or is facing kind of an increase in crime. It's the same thing here at Papio South. If you see some things or you hear things, then please report them. We cannot have teachers, principals, counselors, SROs, security guards, and paras everywhere. If something is not right, then let someone know. This school will be great if we make it great. We all must take ownership in the safety of our building. So if you see something, say something. Make sure that you stay out of construction areas this year. We have construction going on around our building. Do not go in construction areas. It's not time to go play in the piles of dirt. Stay out of the construction areas. Tardies are the same as last year. You get the 3 for free. Make sure you're on time to class, especially to school, to start the school day. If you're late to school, remember we handle those differently than tardies to 2nd through 7th hour. So just make sure that you arrive to school on time. It is so important. If you get 4, it's a detention, 6 a night school, 8 is ISS, and 10 is being on no credit status. So it's so important. Arrive on time. Set that alarm clock. Get up, rise and shine, get to school. Tardies to class, hours 2 through 7, same as last year. 3 and 4, your teacher handles. 5, you get to come see one of our lovely administrators. And then 6, you could be withdrawn from the class. Keep in mind that December 18th through 20th will be final exams. Plan around these days. Make sure you schedule any orthodontist appointments, doctor's appointments, anything like that away from them. You get a 1 p.m. or 1:10 p.m. release the first 2 days, and then 11:15 on that last day. So keep in mind those dates for final exams the last 3 days of the semester. Overall, guys, I know this is a lot of rules, but the rules are tough, and they're tough on drugs. They're tough on tobacco. They're tough on alcohol. They're tough on violence. They're tough on the weapons because we want to keep this school a safe place where we can focus on learning. So just remember, even though we have all these rules, what our goal is of this video is to work ahead of it. We don't want small problems to turn into big problems. We don't want to have to suspend people. We don't want to go to things like that. We want everybody to be able to get along well and enjoy being a student here at Papio South. So we're here to help you. If you ever need anything, come see myself, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Grell, Ms. Prusha, Mr. Van Akron. Our counselors are phenomenal. Reach out to them if you need some help, along with your teachers who are always there for you. So we're here to help. See us if you have any questions or concerns. Thanks for listening in today. Go Titans.